Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again. Today, I think things are clear. NATO is at war with Russia, has been at war with Russia, unfortunately, with some other people's lives. The United States of America will send long-range missiles to Ukraine to hit deep inside Russia, including Moscow. Remember, the Russians told the Germans that if you send Taurus missiles, who could strike Moscow 500 kilometers radius or range, we will hit your factories inside Germany that produce Taurus missiles. Well, the Americans will will use long-range missiles, offensive weapons, to strike inside Russia, where Taurus missiles could only scratch the surface. Okay, what will Russia do? Donald Trump will send Patriot systems to Ukraine. I will show you the articles. Zelensky calls for strikes deep inside Russia. Germany all of a sudden says, we're not going to send Taurus missiles. These guys are all coordinated. All right, these are some of the topics we will discuss. God, and everybody else discuss in this video. Before I go to the articles, which are about 7 of them, I would like to remind you that today, Monday the 14th, 2025, at 3:30 p.m., I will have a live stream event. So you are invited, come over, read over, and you can ask me questions, any kind of questions you want. I will ask them based on my ability, limitations, and orders that I received from the East. All right, let's start with the first article. Russia Today, 14th of July 2025. Germany tells Ukraine no Taurus missiles. And this comes from Pistorius, who was the primordial pusher towards sending them. And I was like, really? What the change? Up till, I think that's valid. The threat coming from Putin and the Russians that we're going to strike inside your country, your Rheinmetall factories, I think made, or Berlin, wherever they are located, made the Germans says, halt, warte hier. And then they say, what can we do? Well, we can't have a European country because the Russians will strike anywhere. If the French try that, if the Brits try that with long-range missiles, for me already is BS with the Scalp or with Storm Shadow missiles. It's already BS. The Russians allowed that to happen. Anyway, so here we have the Germans now comfortably saying, no Taurus for us. You know why? Because the Americans will provide you with something better. And then we will wait and see what's going on. And if the Russians will not, and they will not, strike any military base, American military base or anything else, then we will do it. And we'll say, well, you didn't do anything to the Americans. All right, so that's what's happening here. That's why this Pistorius is so, Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has also ruled out giving Kiev more Patriot air defense systems. Yes, because Donald Trump said he will. But you know who's paying? The Germans are paying for that. And it's right in the open, as if it's saying, daddy's going to buy you some ice cream, little children, right here. Ice cream for you. The problem, it doesn't work that way. I will explain. Germany will not supply Ukraine with additional Patriot air defense systems, nor long-range Taurus missiles. Got it? Supposedly, he explained that Berlin must prioritize its own security as its remaining Patriot inventory is too limited. So, just have a question. Mr. Pistorius just found that out yesterday? And he came out today saying that? What about a week ago? What about 5 days ago? They didn't count them? The 1,000 Patriot systems that they don't have? How many Patriot systems do you think Germany has? 5? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How long did the Germans how long it took them to figure out how many Patriot systems they have? Now, that's why. Do you think that's true? No, it's a lie. They are together. The Americans said, okay, too much coke. Anyway, just kidding. You know who's watching and who's listening? A lot. So that's the way it is, my friends. No, the Americans will do that. Here, Russia Today. I'm sorry, Sputnik, Jesus Christ. Germany refuses to send Taurus missiles to Ukraine despite fresh appeal. They just play. Hard to take. Right there. Ukrainska Pravda. Trump says he will, not would, could, might, may, provide Ukraine with Patriot systems, according to Reuters, Monday, 14th of July. So now you understand where the Patriots are coming from. But I will show you something else. US President Trump has said he will send Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine, explaining that Kiev needs them. Since Russian leader Vladimir Putin talks nice, but then he bombs everybody in the evening. All right. Quote from Trump, "We will send them Patriots," which they desperately need, because Putin really surprised a lot of people. He talks nice and then bombs everybody in the evening. But there's a little bit of a problem here. I don't like it. Okay, all right. Trump states US will provide Ukraine with Patriot systems, according to Ukr Inform. This is again from today, Monday. And then, guess what? Trapalapa, ta-da! A European Union will pay for Patriot deliveries to Ukraine. Trump, you got it? The shipments will be a business for us, the US president says. So it's like you have a criminal who produces poison, and someone agrees to buy the poison from this criminal to poison some other people over there. And I say, it's just business, man. I'm just doing what he does with my poison that I produce is just fine. It's just business. You can say, yes, that's true. That's true. Well, if we apply that to many other businesses that we are supposed to, no, you can't do that, then it's illogical. But nevertheless, the point, the racket is like this. We private companies, military arms manufacturing companies, produce these weapons. The taxpayers of the European Union forcefully will be taking their taxes, will pay for the private, from the public to private. The weapons will be delivered to the third party, to Zelensky Stein, Shmihalstein, Yermak Stein, and Umerov and Sirsky. Gonna go over there. The Russians will blow them up. These guys we're gonna need again. So the rotation, the circle will be going all the way. So it's a business, fantastic. It's just business. It's fantastic. It's a problem. We know it. And the Germans and the French and whomever has to pay, because they pay through NATO supposedly. They just elevated from what? 2%, 3% to 5% from the GDP going to arms, buying from the American private companies. Do you understand? This is a racket. But hey, because Putin is killing everybody over there. That's it. And if you don't agree with our racket, that means you don't have compassion. Maybe you are a traitor because you support the enemy and you have no heart. You're a bad person. You need to be fired. Maybe, I don't know, sent on an island. Not on Epstein Island, on other island. Okay, so you got the racket. Let's move on. This is even worse than that one, than the Patriot systems. Trump could send long-range missiles to Ukraine. And it's not only that, because you're going to find out this is offensive missiles, not defensive missiles. Earlier, the US president said he would make America's allies pay for advanced weapons sent to Kiev. Correct, it's only business. US President Trump is weighing whether to authorize the delivery to Ukraine of long-range missiles capable of striking targets deep within Russia. Axios reported on Sunday. The outlet cited two sources with knowledge of the plans for weapons deliveries. Trump is expected to make an announcement regarding Ukraine on Monday, which I already made a video on that, discussing it. And I will let you know whenever he makes the statement. And I will tell you, right now, I will tell you what he's going to say. He's going to say, Putin is a criminal. I can't, there's a lot of children dying in Ukraine, innocent life, and I care for. But Palestinians, it's a different story. All right, so we have to provide Zelensky's time with the Patriot systems and missiles to hit the Russians, but not the Palestinians. So those children versus the other children, you know what I mean? And he's gonna be all bold and America first, and we're gonna do this, and we are back, and we're gonna everybody go yeah, and the media is gonna give a presidential ovation to Mr. Trump. Why? He's what's next? Oh, check mark. Okay, what's next? Okay, check mark. That's what Trump does right now. Why? Why do you think Trump was allowed to be selected and then confirmed by us through electronic voting machines? Why do you think he was allowed? He was allowed. These guys would have imprisoned him and fuck his dynasty. But they said, well, you can have that. We're going to get you. Guaranteed. And he's not an idiot. Or you can have this one and do this list right here. How about that? And Trump said, oh my God, thank you very much. Is Eric going to be the next president? Or is going to be Donnie Jr. or maybe Barron? Which one is going to be? Well, we'll talk about that one. Maybe Barron. Then the dynasty goes on. These guys in the democratic countries, especially United States of America, have dynasties where you have families. Can't you see? You have the Kennedy, you have the Roosevelts, then Adams if you want, the Adams family. You have those guys related. Then you have, it doesn't mean that, if you're related, you can't participate in voting and run. But it's not like that. We're not baboons. So you can get Adams family, go at the foundation, founding fathers, and blah, blah, blah. Then you get the first, the second president. Look at the Adams, Quincy Adams and Quincy Jones. And then we go to Roosevelt, Teddy, and then the other communist, right, that drank some poison from, okay, with his mistress, right? Read about it. And then what happened then? Then we have the Kennedys. Then we had the Bushes. Then we have the Clintons. Then we have the what? The Obamas. Then we have Obamas are still coming. And the Clintons, they still have that ugly duckling Chelsea waiting in the wings. But they got to make the move before they die, Clintons. Because right now, a lot of people owe the Clintons. Now the ugly duckling has to make her move. She had a lot of facial... anyway, didn't change much. That's a fact. I mean, that's a fact. It's based on my preferences. Let's put it, it's a subjective interpretation of reality. She is ugly, according to my standards, okay? Not even a bag on her face. Anyway, let's move on. All right, who else? Trump is the new dynasty. Biden is not because of the Coke man. I'm the Coke man. Take the, what's his name? Hunter Biden fucked up the family with his, baby, let me give you some, get some. Let's go back here, mother. Which is going to be very aggressive right there. According to comments by Graham and the other senator, which is Blumenthal, Jewish as Zelensky. Just a coincidence, okay? Move on. New voice of Ukraine. Trump plans a big arms push for Ukraine, including long-range missiles. The leader right here. He's portrayed, you see, these guys, when Trump in the first administration and the beginning of the second, he was almost always portrayed like in the mid ugly pictures. Now that he's doing the click, he's all taken usually from below, so he looks very like he's a leader or presiding. He's a public servant. That's what Trump is. You got that? Changed from a leader. That's how the media portrays these guys. No, they're not a leader. He represents us. We choose him and say, we're going to send this imbecile over there to be cut in pieces right there, sending our message. That's what he is. He is a messenger of our wills. We hired the president, a guy, to implement for us. He's not supposed to do anything else. Protect what we say. He's just like you hire a security guard. He's in charge of you. So remember, these presidents are not our leaders. They are our employees. But somehow they tell us, shut the fuck up. Go and tell your employer if you are unlucky to have one. And go and tell him, hey, you know what, shut the fuck up, man. I tell you what you're doing right here. I'm the president. You hired me to do the job, but somehow I'm in charge of you. You're not a contractor, even a contractor. Fuck you. Fire the contractor, get another contractor if you want. Let's move on. So that's why, look at him. Right there. The guy's behind over there. Paid also by us. In whose job, we don't know. US President Donald Trump will announce a new aggressive plan to arm Ukraine on July 14 that is expected to include offensive weapons, Axios reported. Got it? Trump is really pissed at Putin. His announcement tomorrow is going to be very aggressive, Graham said. Well, let me tell you this. I don't think you ever heard, Putin being pissed off at some other leader? Have you ever heard that? And if not, why not? Is he not allowed? He's like a child? Have you heard, oh, the child is pissed off of you, daddy? Psh, smack, shut the fuck up. Put a smile on your face. I'm your boss. Why Putin or other leaders cannot be pissed off? Only Trump can be. And if Trump is pissed off, everybody's running for cover. Goddamn, daddy's home. He's got his belt in his hand and he's looking for trouble. Let's go. Why only Trump? Why only our leaders could be pissed off? But Putin never could be pissed off. No, you send missiles inside his country. You come with your equipment next to Russia. You bring NATO over there. You lied to him many times. You kill his people in East Ukraine. And Putin is not pissed off. Putin has no right to be pissed off. Only Trump is really pissed off now. Daddy's gonna come over here, Putin. Take your pants fucking off. Come over here. And spank, 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 spank. This is the illusion. These imbeciles, operatives in the media paint the reality as being. He's in charge. Really? Anyway, he barely makes it alive in where he is right now. Remember? Anyway, let's move on. I expect in the coming days you to see weapons flowing at a record level to help Ukraine defend themselves. I expect in the coming days that there will be tariffs and sanctions available to President Trump he's never had before. Hoorah! On whose expense? Yours and mine, because they're gonna give you a warning, travel warning, saying don't travel to Russia, Russians are bad. No, these guys in charge, your public servants, fucked up so bad that those guys hate you instead of focusing on these guys. But hey, we confirmed their selection through the electronic voting machine. So I think we bear some responsibility. Alright, let's move on. Next one. And this is the last one. Zelensky threatens, this is the 14th, quote unquote, long-range strikes inside Russia. With what exactly? Right there. Right there. The Ukrainian leader, he's not Ukrainian. I don't know why these imbeciles in Russia today are still calling this guy Russian, Ukrainian. The Ukrainian leader, he could say the leader or the guy in charge of Ukraine. That would be more appropriate. He's not a president-elect anymore, so he's in charge somehow. He has vowed to conduct more attacks far from the front line. Ukrainian leader, again, second time the Ukrainian leader. Why do they try to paint him as a Ukrainian? Because the Russians are not at war with Ukraine. The Russians are at war actually with interest, global interest, that work through United States of America and three other strong imbecile European countries that use the Ukrainians, like I know, my Walter, okay? That's it. To shoot those guys. You're not fighting with the Walter, you fight with the guy who holds the Walter, who handles it. Chichuk, let's go, baby, 40 caliber, mind you. Jesus Christ. The Ukrainian leader has threatened new strikes deep inside Russia days after US pledged to resume military aid to Kiev. All right, my friends, here it is. That's all I got for this one. That's all I got. Remember, Trump is going to show up. He's going to be presented as the leader. He's going to take charge. He's upset with Putin. And Putin, like a schoolboy, is going to be over there in a corner. What is he going to say? Instead of Putin saying, I don't give a fuck, send whatever you want. We're going to strike you with nuclear weapons. Nuclear war, guys. Tomorrow, send. See what Trump is going to say. He's going to say, yeah, I don't think we're going to strike you. No, we're going to strike you. And you know what? We don't have to strike you. We're going to just detonate anything on our territory. And you're fucked, all of you. Do it. You think I'm not crazy? Now I'm crazy enough? I mean, they don't get that point. They don't get that point. How can you do this? It's a clear war. It's a clear war. Those guys versus this guy. This guy. Those guys versus this guy. But they are the courageous ones because they are a group. And as you know, people acting in packs are the courageous ones. And people who are fighting alone are the cowards. Remember that one. It's the reality is the inversion reality here that we live in. The Zelensky is good, this is good, that is bad. Everything these guys tell us is bad, we have to hate. We have to use our independent thinking, our independent mind. We have to get out of this box that every day we're bombarded with the same walls. When they give us a spin, when they give us a narrative, these are walls or bars around our brains, our knowledge. We should be able to see through those bars. We all have it, but we have to expand it or shatter them. Yeah, long-range missiles to strike what? Moscow. And hey, no Taurus missiles. Patriot systems to defend them because Putin is killing children. But in Gaza, give to the other ones. It's like Trump would give right now the Russians Patriot systems, not the... Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.